Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Salty Sweet Games, where we shenanigan, sob, and smooch our way through tabletop role-playing games. I am one of your hosts, Salty,
And I'm Sweet.
and these various assorted spices are our friends. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our long-running pulp action meets cosmic horror campaign. Thank you for that hype train. Choo-choo. Also, I got my hair done, so we can all look upon it with fear and wonder. I love it. Before we go around and meet everyone and their characters, we have some channel shout-outs. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsor, starting with Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We are part of their Ambassador program, which highlights indie tabletop creators all across the interwebs. Hello. You may address us by Ambassador. Ambassador Lauren, Ambassador Kienna, official titles. Thank you so much. Also, a shout out to Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. If you like your shiny math rocks, if you like your soaked energy bean juice, then you will like these two companies. We have affiliate links and discount codes that you can check out scrolling in chat or down in the panels below. If you would like to further support the channel and affect the game, you can go to the Affect the Game panel. Yeah, or you can do exclamation tip in chat if you want to see what you can do. You can give rerolls, you can heal folks, you can have them roll on the Eldritch gift table. I'm sure it's great. It is always appreciated, but never expected. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools. Lines, veils, X, N, and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings, because while the characters may be put through hell, the players are here to have fun, and they are our priority always. Without further ado, let's meet him. Let's start with Kienna while I sneeze.
Great timing, as always, Lauren.
It didn't work.
No, unfortunately not. You can't just really sneeze like that.
Well, it was happening. It was in the midst of happening.
Nope, too bad.
Thanks. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kienna. I'm the Sweet of the channel. My pronoun is she and they, but today I am playing Irene Blackwell, whose pronoun is she and her. She's a forger, a artist, currently just kind of vibing in Egypt with his enemies all around. It's no biggie. Was on the end of a lot of pointed comments from a demon, as one loves to be in that position, to be the target of pointed comments.
Yeah, I love it. It's good for me.
Yes.
Good. Allison.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Allison. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, once the archetypical woman of the age of progress and reason. Now she who surrenders herself to the madness to fight the madness. And as I was sharing with my fellow players in the green room earlier, I'm just terrified. I'm just utterly terrified by, I don't know why. There's this sense of dread. Lauren has been like giggling, that evil giggle that she does around the house all morning. So I know something's coming.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was giggling because I look like a strawberry. My makeup is strawberry themed. I don't know if you can tell because my shirt has strawberries on it. That's why I'm giggling.
Sure.
Thank you, Hawk. If someone could add those rerolls to the handout, that would be fantastic. Let's go down to Summer.
What's up? It's me. Hi. I am Summer. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Ava Cowles today. She also uses she, her pronouns. And it's library day. So I'm ready to check out some books, read, do a little bit of reading. And I don't know where Allie's feelings are coming from because I feel fantastic about today. I have nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. Zero.
Yeah, nothing. Zero.
Everything is amazing.
Yeah, everything's great. Well, let's go over to Tommy.
Those are some famous last words there. Hi, I'm Tommy. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III. We both use he, him. And he made a deal with a demon. And we'll see what happens. He wants Charles back. So that he can then punch Charles.
Right. I swear I'll let Zebulon punch an NPC. I swear. Maybe a PC if he's lucky.
But yeah, Zeb's just like, cool, library, interesting stuff. I don't know a lot about it. I'm just gonna leave it to the well, it's not libraries per se, it's museum archives, but he's gonna leave it to the experts.
Yeah. Good. I think we're all really on the same page today. This is great. Thank you, Spank My Betty, so much for those re-rolls. Kienna's starting to rack up again, so I probably need to do a chase soon because it's the only thing that gets them to use their re-rolls.
It really is.
Like, I don't know what you think you're saving them for.
The thing is, I just roll with things that I'm good at, so I usually don't need reroll.
All right, only climb and jump.
I'm just
checks
nothing
for
but
Irene.
success,
Yeah.
you know,
problem
so
is
it's like hard to bring me down.
The problem is Charles isn't around for Kienna to have to use their rerolls to save Charles.
That's true. Charles.
That's
isn't
really
around.
what it. You need to
God.
put my friends in peril, and then I will use them.
Okay,
I don't use them
follow
for
that.
myself.
Wait,
Yeah.
why are you throwing us under the bus? 'Cause you're like,
True. If
I'll
you
use
look
them when
back
I'm
at it, I
free.
don't use my rerolls for myself.
It's true. Okay, so listen up. If you're here for the first time and you're very confused, this motley crew is trying to stop an apocalyptic event from occurring. Their journey started when their good friend Jackson Elias was murdered for investigating the infamous Carlisle expedition, the members of which were all formerly presumed dead. Since then, they've uncovered a global conspiracy involving various death cults who all worship different aspects of the same eldritch god. Many names, many forms, but all the same and to one end. This has taken them from Peru to New York to England to Shanghai, Australia, and now to Egypt. The cults were working together to build a machine to rupture and taint the sky, but our heroes stopped that part of the plan and are still alive somehow. But it ain't that easy, no. The cults in Africa, and perhaps elsewhere, you don't know, are still thriving and preparing for a great ritual on January 14th, 1926, a mere 126 days from now, Thursday, September 10th, 1925, 8 days before the new moon, in case anyone was wondering. Thank you, Sphinx. Hi. Last time, after getting reacquainted with the demon Wu, Irene got Dr. Van Hoyvelen to translate the hieroglyphs from the mosque's underground chamber before Zeb intimidated the shit out of him and took back the scrolls he stole from the Temple of Bast. Keeping up his end of the deal to Ava's bemusement, Zeb gave the promised first half to Wu. Getting back to Nigel at the Cairo Bulletin proved to be tricky, so their dragoman Mahmoud had to cause a distraction and lead off the cultists following the group. While preparing for a trek outside of the city, Zeb noticed he now had several feline admirers. The investigators also tried to contact Dr. Kafur. After a cryptic phone interaction, they headed to the Egyptian Museum, where a researcher named Tanan led them into a protected underground vault, in which Dr. Kafur had apparently left a list of resources for them to sift through. Charles. The last thing you saw was the horrible stick and bone, blood-covered statue of Nyarlathotep, deep in the cold darkness of the underground city in Australia. You had placed your hand on it and made a bargain with the crawling chaos to be taken to Zara Shafiq. You immediately have to shield your eyes from the sudden sunlight. And then you smell it. Honey cakes and mint tea. You hear a voice from nearby. Good morning, Mr. Rapp. Tea?
I'll look over at who's speaking.
It's an Egyptian man in his earlier mid-50s, well-dressed, rotund, and genial. There's a white cat sitting on his lap, and it hisses at you. You appear to be in a well-appointed parlor. There's a brass-mounted clock ticking from the wall, oddly out of place amongst the luxurious and distinctly Egyptian decor.
Do I recognize him at all? I'm guessing no.
Nope, you've never seen him before.
But he called me by my name. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
I'll show you a picture of him. That seems
I'd
nice.
love to
You would
see a
love
picture of
see a
him.
picture of him.
It'd be so nice.
Everyone would love to see that, I'm sure. Look at him. That's a friendly guy.
I love this guy.
Mhm.
Who is this guy? I love him. He's great. Okay. Charlie, as he's like adjusting, because he was just in this like cave, and like he's kind of blinking against the daylight, but as he gets his bearings and sees this man sitting across from him, he's just like sitting in a chair, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. He'll say, sure, I'd love some.
Yeah, you can reach out. It's on the table in
Yeah.
front of you. Make a spot hidden check.
I'd love to. Wait, I'm like really good at that though.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, wait, where's my character sheet? I have it.
Okay.
My God, I love being good at things again. Not that Ava's not good at things, but
You're just good at different things.
a
Great.
success. Yeah.
Right, you have a 96 in that.
Yeah.
So it's very luxurious in here, and it's very crowded.
Mhm.
But something catches your eye. Framed photograph of the man with a familiar and striking young woman, Zara Shafiq.
Oh, does it look recent? The photo?
Maybe she looks a little younger in it.
Okay. Yeah, I think he looks at it. Is it like it's just like is it hanging up like on the desk, or what's going on?
Yeah, I think it's in a framed. Yeah, it's in a frame like behind him.
Okay. I think Charlie looks at it. He thought he was going straight to wherever she was.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of staring at it as he leans forward and takes the tea, and we'll take a sip.
It's good. The man also sips his tea.
Mhm.
You can call me Omar. I'm very pleased you are here. You have made things much easier for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure I have. You know, I didn't know that there would be any stops. That wasn't really part of the deal, I thought.
Oh, I will take you directly there, of course. I just... the place she is a little difficult to access?
Yeah, I think Charlie kind of is still looking at that picture and will turn his eyes back to Omar. So you have her somewhere?
Oh, yes.
Are you the one keeping her?
She has not been harmed, if that is what concerns you.
She's being restricted.
She is fulfilling a glorious purpose.
She's a prisoner in her own body.
She joined our organization freely, I'm sure she told you.
Charlie just kind of sits back in his chair a little bit.
But of course you know that. You know her so well, I understand.
I wouldn't say I know her so well.
He smiles a bit bemused.
But I would say that I feel that I understand her.
Oh, yes, the other reason for the little pit stop. And he gestures, and now you can look out of the doorway as several figures in white enter the room. I don't think any are masked, and they are conversing in Arabic. One of them comes forward and reaches for your things, which I don't even know if you've realized are with you.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's even noticed.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to stop them. I don't think.
Yeah.
He feels very like sitting duck at this point, you know. Like
Sure.
he knows kind of like the situation that he got himself into. And he wants to see Zara, so he's not gonna fight against them.
Okay, so yeah, they take your bag.
Yeah.
Start going through it. You see them kind of looking over the books. Again, they're chit-chatting.
Yeah.
And then you hear a voice in your head. Well, this is a fine predicament you're in, Charles. The tea is drugged, of course.
Charlie's had drugged tea before. What a silly boy. Does the voice sound familiar to me?
Yeah, it sounds like your friend Wu,
Oh, great.
your passenger.
Yeah. I think Charlie says like very quietly to himself, like out loud, but he says it like quietly to himself, like, I don't know what I expected.
Well, are we going to do something about it?
What should I do about this? I want him to take me to her.
Well, I could get us out of here. Just
don't
give
know.
me steering privileges.
Don't know that that's necessary.
Make a con check.
Okay. Okay, I'd love to. Oh, fuck! My constitution's so bad.
The sweet drowsiness of whatever drug is in this starts to take hold. You hear more of this exchange. Again, they're looking through. You see them with the small urn.
Yeah.
that you've held on to.
Yeah. I think Charlie will kind of like gesture towards them and just say, "Please be careful with my things."
Omar seems to translate, and the people in white kind of laugh a bit. And you hear them again. It's all in Arabic, but you hear the name Warren. Like they say the name Warren, and kind of like indicate towards you. And there's more laughter. Some of the men head over to you. You can see now visible tattoos of the inverted Ankh as they kind of lift you to your feet.
Yeah.
You can feel as they lead you toward the door, the heat. They take you towards the front if you're not resisting.
Yeah, I don't think really. I think he's kind of like unsteady on his feet at that point with the drugs kicking in. So definitely kind of like leaning on them a little bit. What is Omar just watching the whole time? Okay. I'll just go.
Great. You are dragged outside, and you can see you're being taken to an automobile.
Okay.
Before you finally lose consciousness. But your sleep isn't peaceful. It's like when you're woken up by talking. And you can't make all of it out until you kind of start to wake up again. Charles? Charles Rapp, is that you? Where are you? You must be close. Answer me, Charles. Why won't you answer me? And you hear a voice much closer. Will that old biddy ever shut her trap?
Yeah. Is he still kind of like, does it feel like he's asleep? Like kind of?
A bit. You kind of feel
like heavy feeling.
Yeah.
I think he'll just kind of call out like, who's there?
Yeah. Make a power check.
I might use a reroll on this bad boy just in case. Thank God. Okay. Smart.
Yeah. What is it that you say?
I say, who's there?
Oh, there you are. Charles, it's Agatha. Agatha Broadmoor.
Agatha, where are you?
I'm in Egypt.
Yes, I think I am too.
You must be very close.
I'm being taken somewhere. I don't know exactly where.
Our connection, it's getting stronger, I think. You're headed toward me. And then you feel the sting of a needle, followed by that sweet, overwhelming sensation of opiates. The next time you come to consciousness, you are being dragged through tunnels of hewn stone, lit by the green pulsating glow of some kind of fungus. The pulses of light make the tunnel look like an enormous throat that's slicked with a dark substance swallowing you whole. Images panel the walls depicting men with the heads of animals, animals with human limbs, all performing obscenities. But when you look down at your feet, you swear you see roses at them. You're just being kind of dragged along this tunnel
Do I hear any voices?
Whoever is dragging you is not speaking, but make a listen check.
Something I am not as good at. Okay, here we go. No.
You think that you hear chuckles, growls, groans, though you can't make out where they're coming from or who they're coming from. It seems to be everywhere in this tunnel.
Yeah, I think it's still like kind of like hazy, right? Like as he's like coming out of this like drug-induced stupor, and he kind of just like I guess the best way I can like think of it is it's like literally like throwing himself forward, but it's not physically his body, it's like throwing his consciousness like out, kind of like a net, you know. And he calls out to Agatha. So he just says, Agatha, are you there? Like just kind of a shout, you know.
Make another power check.
I'll use another advantage. Oh wait, an extreme!
You can keep it, you can keep it.
Yay!
Wherever you are, you can feel this barrier. Like that, even though you can't really visualize it right now, you can sense it. But you're able to kind of push through. And again, you like slowly begin to hear her. It's like she hasn't stopped talking, but you haven't been able to hear it until now. Charles, you're so close. What's going on? Tell me where you are. I think I'm going to have to move soon, but you're so close.
He starts describing the area around him. He starts telling her about this cave and the black substance in the throat and like how it feels like he's being swallowed. He tells her that he's being dragged, that he's been drugged. And tells her about the roses.
I have to talk with James. Charles, I'm losing you again. And this is when you see now you're dragged into an enormous chamber. And it is partially lit. I mean, this place is huge. You're dragged past stairs that lead down into a glowing ruby mist. You're dragged past a dark pool with hundreds of tiny things moving in it. There's a throne, a large oversized throne of sweating green stone, and an altar of white marble on which a sarcophagus is being placed. And then there is the enormous hole toward which you are being dragged.
A hole?
Yes, it is huge. Like, it's hard to comprehend, but easily. I mean, this thing is like 100 feet across.
Okay. Not going in the hole.
You're not?
No, I'm not going in the hole. I'm gonna get up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sprint.
Okay, you
toward...
need to make some kind of check to
get up.
To get out of their grasp, right?
Strength?
If you like, I will say you have a penalty dice because there are 2 people on you. And it's fun for me.
Okay. Cool. Can I use a reroll too though? Does that work? You do penalty on both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do strength. Extreme success.
Wait, does that what? Oh, it's
what
just
is that?
A penalty.
What
it's
does
fine.
that do?
Oh,
okay.
Wait, no. Is it fine? No, it's not fine. That
Does that
penalty
make it
makes it 100.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna try again. And then.
Oh, that's an 8. That's an 8. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
I'm
an
fine.
extreme. Okay, that's an extreme. Great. I'll let them roll. They would have to crit. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Who's rolling? You can roll, sir. Oh,
What?
damn. No, it's fine. You got it.
Okay.
So you wrench yourself free from their
Crazy
grasp.
strength.
They don't even expect you to be awake right now. Okay. What are you doing? There are two who
Running
have dragged
towards
you.
the sarcophagus.
Okay, you're running
The one
towards the
on the-
sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because I've seen, I don't know that she's in there, but I've seen her restricted and like bound, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. She's in there.
Yes. Okay.
I'm
you
running towards it.
Run towards the sarcophagus.
Yeah. And I'm going to lift the lid off if I can.
Yeah, make another strength check.
Okay. I'll use,
Heavy.
yeah, I'll use a
Now you
I'll
can
use a
see
reroll.
other people in here starting to converge on you. Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah. Success.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you start to shove off the lid of the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
The stench hits you first.
Oh no.
This is not a living person. You can see bandaging. There appears to be a mummy inside.
Does it look, I mean, I'm sure it looks fucking old as shit, right?
Yes.
Is there anything that I recognize on them? Like any iconography or like jewels or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Not that smart.
But yes. So
I know
the-
many things a little bit.
Yes, exactly. So at this point you hear Mr. Rapp, and you can see Omar is here as well.
Yeah, I think Charlie looks fucking nuts right now
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
like been dragged, he's been drugged, he's like sweating. His clothes are completely fucked. He still looks hot as hell. I would just
Yes.
like to remind everyone how incredibly hot that Charlie is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he looks crazed. And he'll whip around, look at Omar, I'm guessing. Right, okay.
You are
Just
being
looks at him.
Yeah, you are being taken to her. Please step away from the sarcophagus. And you see Omar's carrying two things in his hands.
Okay, what do they look like?
Jewelry to your eyes. You see
Okay.
he's holding a necklace and he's holding maybe like what you would think of as like a headband, like a flapper headband, but it's much older than that.
I think he's just kind of like, he's like not really moving. Can I sense, is Agatha completely cut off from me?
Yes.
Is Wu with me?
Yes, speaking of Wu, you hear their voice. You know, I think it's time for me to go, Charlie. I have an opportunity to jump ship, as it were, and I wish you luck. You're going to need it, darling.
Charlie doesn't say it and he doesn't think it, but the essence of a big fuck you is like there,
Yeah.
you know, in his spirit, in his soul.
Yeah.
What can you expect from a demon, really?
Yeah. The way that this manifests is you feel like someone is like something's been glued to you and it's being
Yeah.
ripped away as you feel
Oh.
Wu leaving you. You have no
Ugh.
magic points right now.
Of course I don't. Why would I?
Why would you?
Why would I?
And I need you to make a sanity check.
Showa. Why not? What the hell? Whatever, who cares?
Roll a d6. Not too bad. So
Not
2.
Not too horrible.
As you're in the midst of feeling this spiritual pain, you feel arms kind of clasping around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I think he's just like I think it like really like drains him, right? To have that feeling. It was really draining for the demon to be with him in the first place. But having it ripped away is definitely something else too. Yeah, I think he does like, he struggles a little bit, but not like, it's not like an active, like, he's not like punching people, right? Like he's just kind of like, it's like a kind of like a don't touch me like that struggle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll kind of go with him.
They
He doesn't want to go in the hole.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I don't want to go in that hole.
And it's hard for you to like even turn to see behind you as they're dragging. And so when when your feet finally leave the ground, it's a surprise.
Yeah.
As you fall. For a long time. And any moment you expect that jolt that you will hit rock and die, or worse, hit rock and live. But it doesn't come. You feel like you're floating. And then someone takes your hand. You found me. You came.
Can I see her?
No, it's completely black. But you recognize her voice.
Yeah, of course. I think, yeah, he can feel her hand and will squeeze it. Of course I did. I told you that I would.
We're both going to die now.
No, we're not.
What makes you so sure, Charles?
I'm overconfident about many things that I have no right to be. But I am very sure.
What do we do now?
We wait.
For what?
My friends.
And that's where we'll leave Charles and Zara for now. Egyptian Museum. Hi friends. Hi friends. What's up? What's going on? How's it going? What to do? Researching everything will take probably 2 full days. And that is only because you have some of the necessary languages and context, and because Hanan can help you when she's not working. What would you like to do, everyone? How would you like to approach this? We have Ganymede and Ava inside the vault.
Yeah.
And Zeb and Irene outside the vault. And you're going to quickly realize how long this is going to take. So if there are other things you would like to do, you're welcome to.
I would imagine that Ava and Ganny would divide and conquer based on what they're good at. Mm-hmm. So any like because he gave us a list of references. Are they all books or are some of them
many of them
like
seem
actual
to be,
artifacts?
Yeah, many of them seem to be scrolls.
Okay.
You know, and you have, and Ganymede and Hanan, you know, I assume will take you through like all the proper ways to handle things. The light in here is very dim and overhead to be far away from anything that could be affected by it.
Yeah. I would imagine that we would then get the scrolls and then sort them based on what languages Ava can read versus what Ganny can read, and then also versus like skill set. So anything that's going to be like more historical maybe would go to Ganny. And I'm sure there's stuff that we have to work on together.
Yeah.
And stuff that we have to set aside to be like, no, it's got to help us with that one. But that's probably the vibe, right, Allie?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool. Excellent. How about one of you make a library use? You can have a bonus die.
What's your library like?
Is this the first time we've used library
Listen,
use
I don't want to
entire
talk
campaign?
about it. No, it's definitely the second or third time.
Mine's 35. What's yours?
Mine's 30, so I'll help you.
Okay.
Bonus.
Yeah,
good.
did you say I get a bonus?
That was your bonus.
Or that
Oh,
was
okay.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I will use I'll use 2 luck to make that a regular success.
Great. All right, good to know. Let me go to Irene and Zeb.
Irene over here with her 50 library use on the outside of the
LOL.
wall.
You want to know the funny thing?
No.
Zeb has a 65 in library.
Of course he
use.
does. He's a journalist.
Speak
Of course
more
he does.
languages then.
Yeah, speak my languages. What is wrong with you?
my God.
I know English, and I've got some bar Russian. some Russian I picked up at a bar.
Yep. All right, what do you two want to do? Overqualified and underpaid.
Overqualified in some aspects, very much underqualified in others.
I really need to go use the libraries more often.
They're there. They're in every place you've been. So what do you want to do, you two?
I think Zeb probably, I don't know, after a couple hours gets bored, and maybe asks if he can borrow the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hanan is still around. Or,
Oh yeah, she's around. She's not letting anyone else come near you.
Yeah. Asks if he can borrow the phone, and he'll call Nigel and check to see if he's heard from Mahmoud.
Let's see. Nigel. So yeah, when he picks up, says, yes, actually, he managed to trace that man Warren Bassart.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yes. On the red alley the red alley in the Street of Scorpions. That's what he found.
Oh, well, I'm glad that he got out all right.
Yes, so am I. I've also arranged an automobile for you.
Nice psychology check. Does Nigel sound?
Sure. You can't see him,
Yeah,
so it will be a little more difficult.
gotcha. That's fine. Yeah, just trying to do this purely on voice at the moment. Nope. Nope.
He sounds about as distant as he did the last time you all saw him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh well. Thanks. That's very much appreciated. Just let me know how much that costs, and I'll make sure that you're compensated for it. Was there anything else we could do for you? We might have a little bit of free time before we head out.
No. Nothing I can think of.
Well, all right. I'd say if you think of anything, you can call us, but
Yes, no, I think I will be planning on going on a little trip.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Stay safe. And again, thanks for all your help.
Mr. Clay, born Montgomery, and the line cuts out.
Now I know I got a 94 on that psychology check. Am I allowed to be a little suspicious?
It definitely seems suspicious.
Yeah, like Zeb's gonna look at the phone for a moment, you know, kind of like when you've been cut off, right? And then set it down and go over to Irene. Well, I just talked to Nigel.
Oh, and?
I'm not sure. It was a little strange.
In what way?
Kind of got, he said he was gonna go on a little trip, and then he tried to say something, and then the line got cut off. I don't know. That just seems kind of weird.
That does seem fairly, strange. A little concerning, too. We have been spending a lot of time over there. And we haven't been particularly always attentive to potential people coming by and seeing us.
Yeah, he said that Mahmoud had gotten in touch with him and gotten a lead on Mr. Bassart. Something about the Red Alley and the Street of Scorpions.
All right.
How long do we think they're going to be in there?
It seems like a while, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I've done research before, and, you know, that can take a while. Take a couple days, weeks, months.
Well, hopefully not weeks and months, considering we don't have that much time, but...
Yeah, no. I'll drag them out of there if it starts taking that long. But, I guess would be a little suspicious. Sorry, suspicious. It was just a bit strange.
It does sound pretty strange. Do you, well, we have two things we could do. Go check in on Nigel, or go follow up on that lead.
If that's a hard call without knowing exactly what's going on with Nigel.
I think with whatever we do, we have to assume that as soon as we step out, we're in any form of risk of revealing where we are and where we're going. So it's just balancing that.
If Nigel is in danger because of us, it's not gonna sit well. Why don't we go check his office first?
That makes sense.
But let's be, have your Be ready for anything.
Feels like being over-prepared here in Cairo is something that's not possible.
I would like to note that because Zebulon's now carrying around his backpack with the scrolls in it, he does also have the lightning gun now in there. Trying to make pass it off as photographic equipment because it's got that big kind of flash.
Nobody knows what it's just a brand new camera.
Yeah.
Brand new camera.
That checks. Make stealth checks, you two.
Wee.
Whee!
Oy, boy.
I bet you to reroll here.
Believe in yourself.
Never mind.
See? Just believe in yourself.
I got this. Hey, exactly on the mark.
Fantastic. All right. I mean, yeah, you can make your way to Nigel's. It's the bulletin is pretty close to the museum. That's a lie. No, but it's in the. I'm misremembering the map because I'm not on the map page. Let's go to the map page. Why don't we? Yeah, the Egyptian Museum's on the water, and you're heading kind of back toward the center, but I think you know the tram route at this point, and it's not much of a trek, especially in this part of town that's been kind of taken over by Europeans. So, you can make your way back there with some ease, and you do so stealthily, kind of following the route that Mahmoud has previously shown you. When you get into the bulletin, Nigel's not there.
Are there people there?
Yeah, there are people there. There are people working. It looks a little disordered without him there.
I think Zeb will ask around and ask if anyone's seen Nigel recently.
Yeah, one of the writers says, yes, I believe he stepped out for lunch. But she looks a little unsure even as she says it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, can I poke my head in his office real quick?
Yeah.
Anything in particular disarray? Phone line cut, anything? Just
make
checking.
a spot hidden.
Cool. That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay. The funny thing is nothing's in disarray.
Okay.
But there's something on his desk, a piece of, it looks like an article. You know, you saw like the newspapers, he has some on his desk, there are some kind of filed away in here, and there's one on his desk with his pen that you've seen.
Sure, I will take a look at that article.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think it's the one he was showing, Ava about tragedy at the Mosque of Ibn Tulun. And because of your extreme success, you notice letters underlined. Just 4.
Okay.
And they are the T in Tulun, the R in confirmed, the A in Ahmed, and the P in collapse.
Did you find anything in here, Irene?
I think we should leave the good people of the bulletin to their work. like puts her arm in it.
All right. You know, Zeb will follow Irene and, you know, thank anyone who helped us on the way out and thank the lady. And so, what are you thinking?
Well, there was a article that was left on the desk. And otherwise, everything seemed quite normal, except that the article had certain letters emphasized on it in his penwriting. And it happened to spell out the word trap.
Well, I think that confirms it. It'd be nice if this was just kind of a misunderstanding and that he's actually out just for lunch, but well, we can't be too careful here.
No, and it sounds like that lead that he had left for us is what he's warning against. If he's in danger, then it's pretty safe to assume that when he was on that call, he was being told to say specific things.
Well, what do we want to do? Do we think that even if it is a trap, do you think they've taken them there?
I don't think they'd be so bold. We've let's say that not all of their plans have gone to the way that they want to. And if there's even a risk that we just be able to go there and just fight our way through things, I don't know if they would take it. These are not the same as the cultists back in England or in New York. These are people who know us and know what we can do.
If he is in danger, I want to see if I can find him. Ain't gonna sit right with me if we've put some good people in harm's way. It's kind of happened a lot on this trip.
Well, we can't just go in there and walk right in. Especially with just the two of us right now.
Maybe we do a little investigating.
Well, let's keep our eyes and ears peeled then.
Zeb wants to. Are there like any around the bulletin? Is there like a cafe or shopkeepers or people who would usually be here throughout the day? Zeb wants to ask around, see if anyone has seen Mr. Nigel Asif and where he went.
I think you should make a luck check.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's go luck. Come on. I'm gonna use one of those re-rolls.
One of them re-rolls, huh?
Nope.
Unfortunately, no one who seems to be willing to talk to you is knows anything beyond like trying to sell you things. Like they're like, oh sure, I'll tell you. Why don't you just take a look at my wares?
I mean, we could go there, try and catch them out before they catch us, and see if we can find someone that can tell us. See if we can convince one of them to tell us where they took Nigel and Mahmood.
The only possibility, well, the only problem then is that our person who we used to get rid of people we found and intimidated is the one that's missing.
Well, we may just have to improvise.
I don't know how most of this goes.
I want to go, but I'm not gonna do it if you think it'd be smarter to not.
I think it's worth checking the area around where they want us to go. I just don't want to step in without being either ready to just go in and fight our way through, which I'm not sure is the right course, or until we can find another avenue to see things.
Well, why don't we do that then? Why don't we go check the area out and see what we can do?
Right. Sounds like a plan.
Now, where is the Street of Scorpions?
It's so far away. Yeah, we'll definitely take some getting to. It's pretty much on the opposite side of the city from the museum.
Now, of course, they would draw us all the way fucking
I
there.
don't know what you're talking about. God. So the museum is 11 on the map, and the Street of Scorpions is 16.
Oh boy.
But while you're headed there, museum gang. So with the first kind of day of research, I'll tell you what you get. Most of what you initially find is backing up what Dr. Kafur told you about at dinner regarding the Black Pharaoh, Nitocrys. But following his research trail, the most interesting the thing that stands out to you all is a scroll regarding items of power. At least that's the note that he's left about what these are. And that phrase is one that Van Hoyvelen translated from Irene's copy of the hieroglyphs in the underground chamber of the mosque, if you'll recall. On the scroll itself, they're not referred to as items of power. But this is kind of following Dr. Kafur's notes and his trail. They are referred to as the Adornments of Nitocrys. And there's even a drawing. They're drawn out. I'll show those to you. That work? So by the end of the first day of research, you are able to find this in particular. They're referred to as a crown, a necklace, and a girdle.
Of course they are.
But that's at the end of the first day, you're finally able to kind of track this down. And this seems to be the thing that you don't already have. Like everything else, Dr. Kafur has kind of summed up for you at dinner. It's lots of stuff supporting that. This is the newest information, the information you don't already have. But that's just one day of research.
Well, at least we have no evidence that they have the crown or the necklace.
Yeah, I think Ava's just kind of writing it all down and probably like doing her best like Irene impression of like kind of sketching out very loosely like the crown and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we have no idea where they are.
No. But we had no idea they existed until just a moment ago. See, we're making progress, Ava.
Yes, that's very true. And there's still a lot more to go through.
Ava,
Yes.
what's the remembering check? Is it int or education? It's idea and no. Make an idea check. I want an intelligence check.
Idea. Okay, so intelligence. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use a reroll. Jesus.
There you
Hard
go.
success.
Faraz Najjar said one of the items that he procured for Bessart to give to Carlisle was a crown.
Thought I remembered something like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She'll repeat that exactly to Ganny as she kind of like remembers.
Yes,
I didn't have any context for it at the time that he was saying what it was, but
of course.
this could be it.
Could be. Of course, there could be any number of artifacts of a similar type. Presumably, it's a particular one, but luck does not appear to be on our side in Egypt so far, at least.
True, but if we could find this Warren Bessart, then maybe we could find where the items went to.
Yes.
I mean, he might not still have them in his own possession, but he could.
That's a good idea. Perhaps when Irene and Zebulon return, we could ask them to seek him out while we continue here.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Ganymede gets up from, I think I've been looking over Ava's shoulder as she's been doing this, and I kind of found this. As I turn back, I think there's a small table by the door where where tea has been set for us with strict instructions not to take it anywhere near any of the documents. And so she goes back and takes up her teacup and just takes a sip and what's next?
Yeah, I think Ava will start sorting into what they still need to go through, what they haven't gone through. Yeah.
Great. Irene and Zeb. Ooh, what kind of check do I want? Let me look. I think I need to navigate. I'm so sorry.
Boy, what do you have in navigate, Irene?
Boy howdy, I have fuck all of 10.
And okay, I guess it's me because I got a 30 in it. So, woo!
Whee!
Oh, yeah. Oh boy, the temptation to use a useful item for something that would get us there. Navigate. Okay. All right, let's do this.
That seems appropriate. That seems right?
Oh
Everybody
my
thinks that
God.
seems right.
There it is.
Like,
Boy
There.
howdy.
I'm back. I'm
We
back, y'all. I'm back.
we haven't seen one of those in a hot second.
I'm back.
Meow. I'm back, baby. Okay. Great. The two of you get hopelessly lost. Of course you do. You don't have a guide. And this part of the city, there's a lot less signage in English or any other language that you know. So you are lost.
Miss Blackwell, I don't know where we are.
Oh, well, you were, you seemed quite confident walking around. You could have fooled me.
Well, what does the area around? Are there people around?
Yeah, it's very crowded. It's very crowded. And you swear the tram wasn't even that far away, but you've completely lost sight of it. Just in the, you're looking for an alley, right? So you've been walking down alleys looking for the red alley. So this persists for a while, enough time that they're finishing up their first day of research. I mean, eventually you're gonna find what you're looking for. It just takes a while,
Yeah.
I want to do a regular hi, anyone following us check.
Oh,
I was gonna-
why?
Constantly have
Yeah, I
to
was
do
gonna
that.
ask. For
Okay,
some
make a spot
hidings.
hidden.
Love to see if anyone. I have a 57, so that's a regular success.
Regular success. Good, it's going well today.
Zeb's very distracted.
So good.
Being lost.
We get ourselves to the other half of the city alone,
Yeah.
and that's what our rolls are like. No.
With your regular success, you do see someone following you.
Great.
Because they're not wearing white. They're dressed pretty normally. But it definitely sees you turn around and steps behind a wall.
So subtle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so because it's so crowded, I imagine that Irene and Zeb are still arm in arm, but just pressed up as close to each other as possible, getting jostled around as they're trying to reorient themselves. And Irene kind of shifts them a little bit and said, "We are being followed yet again."
All right. Well, are they on the rooftops or are they down here with us?
No, actually down here with us. Looks a little different, not wearing all white. But and also not as good at hiding.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn down one of these alleyways. I'm going to. Zeb's gonna. He's like, we're gonna find an alleyway that has some stuff in it. We're gonna turn down one of these alleyways. If you don't mind taking off at a little bit of a jog down the alleyway, I'm gonna have a little chat with our tail, as they say.
Sure. How? I don't want to get too far away.
Well, yeah, just until you hear most likely someone's shout of surprise as they are decked in the face.
All right.
Try not to take any turns, preferably.
Oh, hopefully not. I don't want to get further lost.
I would like to declare a useful item, and that being an alley. Can I declare an alleyway that has like a stack of crates?
Sure, stack of crates. You got it. You got it. They're perfectly placed. You know, you could just lop those down on somebody. You could hide behind them, whatever you want. They're the
I'd like
perfect crates.
The platonic ideal of a crate.
Yes. Of a stack of crates.
It's like whenever you look at when you're playing a video game and there's just like a stack of items that are just like clearly made.
Yes,
to
yes,
be
like the
used
in that
flower
level
bags
design.
in RE8.
Could I absolutely save this useful item for something that would probably be very useful later on, more so than a stack of crates? Yes. But I just want to use it because I've had it for a while.
Had it for so long.
I just kind of want to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Zeb would like to, notice an alleyway, maybe see a stack of crates that he could conceivably hide behind.
Yeah, you got it. Roll a stealth check and you can have a bonus die.
Let's go.
Nice. Okay. Success.
Success. Unless
Yeah.
that bonus die.
Yeah. So Irene gets some distance and you wait, and it's not too long before rounding the corner is an Egyptian guy about your age, who's like very obviously like looking for someone. Hold on, let me give him a. God, he can't roll either.
Sucker. Sucker.
What do you do?
I'm hoping that he'll see Irene kind of like looking like she started running away.
I kind of like, oh no, I'm caught. I'm running away.
And as he's running past, I'm just gonna stick out my leg and give him the old trip.
Yeah,
the old tripperoo.
Yeah, he's a bit clueless right now. Totally. Yeah, you trip him.
And then I'm gonna jump on him and try to like overpower him essentially.
Mm-hmm. His eyes get really big.
Why are you... Now, I'm gonna need you to keep it pretty quiet here. Otherwise, well, it's not gonna end well for you.
I'm a friend of Nigel's, he says in English. I mean, he said you were American, but...
If you're a friend of Nigel's, what's his opinion about us?
Oh, I mean... He just kind of rolled his eyes when referring to the group.
Okay, that sounds like Nigel. You probably heard his... You probably had a slight shout of surprise, I imagine, when getting tripped.
Yeah.
So
Irene's like probably turning back at this point, having heard this, and is going, "Oh, this is."
Zeb's gonna like grab him and pick him up and dust him off real quick. Why are you following us like that?
He pays me to watch to alert people who need to know about if he disappears suddenly.
Yeah, we noticed that. Well, we eventually noticed you, but we noticed he's gone. I will say, I'm guessing you probably need to work on your following skills.
Okay, thank you for the feedback.
Good way to get yourself shot.
Okay.
Irene's walking back, and I think she's just picking up the last bits of this conversation, and she's.
Hello.
I assume that this is some form of misunderstanding.
Yes, Mr.
Salim Naziz.
Salim Naziz. Here. Apparently keeps an eye out for Nigel if he goes missing? Or people around?
Yes, yes.
Why were you following us?
Well, I wanted to get your attention at the bulletin, but I only saw you when you were boarding the tram.
Alright.
And I wanted to
Do
make
you-
sure no one else was following you.
Was anyone else following us?
No. Nope. All good.
Zeb's just got this little note that says, like, I don't know if I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt.
No, you are both very stealthy. Blend in.
Well, do you have anything you can tell us about what happened around? I don't know. What time did we call? Like late
A
afternoon?
little before lunch.
A little before lunch. Do you have any idea about what happened around lunchtime?
Some men entered the bulletin and came out with Nigel. He gave me the signal.
And
He winked.
you know what direction they took him?
To a car. It was obvious he did not want to go with them.
All right. Well, I mean, we 100% know he's been taken at this point.
Have you been wandering these hours to evade being followed? To avoid being
Yes.
followed?
Yes.
Ah. Smart. Very smart.
Yeah, we're, trying to avoid being followed and case in the area.
Oh, what are you looking for?
We're looking for the Street of Scorpions
Uh-huh.
in the Red Alley.
Okay. Okay.
You wouldn't happen to know this alley, would you?
Well, not off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can ask someone.
All right. Try to, try to keep it on the down low that we're around.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he'll start, asking vendors, kind of what you were trying to do, but a little more effectively. He's obviously not super experienced, but he does seem he has a little bit of like confidence with it. So
Confidence of I belong here.
yeah. Like I know my way around. I
know
will
my
ask
way.
somebody. Yeah. And it's not too long before it still takes a while because this place is like a maze, but eventually you find the only red door on the Street of Scorpions.
Is it getting like late at
Yes.
this point? Yeah, I imagine.
So
While he's doing that, I guess, Zeb will chat with Irene. So, when we find this red door, what do we...
Well, I
what's our
guess it's,
plan from there?
I guess it depends on how much we want to show that we know things to these people. Do we give, we could always look like, we're not aware that this is a trap, that we're checking it out, but we decide not to go in because just the two of us. Or we make it pretty obvious that we know it's a trap. Either way, we need a reason why we just don't walk right in.
Could try finding the back entryway. If this was Ganymede, you'd probably kick down the front door and go in guns a-blazing.
Probably. Though knowing the numbers of cultists that are around here, I am a little concerned how many could be behind that door.
Maybe they've got someone outside keeping watch. Maybe we can try and find that person. Get some more information.
Might be reasonable.
Well, let's see what Mr. Slane finds.
What? What am I looking for?
Oh, I mean, at this point, I imagine he's probably returned.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna case this joint a little bit.
Okay.
Why don't you keep a low profile? And if you see things starting to happen with us, or you don't hear from us for, we'll say like half an hour, we're gonna need you to go find our friends over at the museum.
Okay.
Ask Miss was it Miss Hassan?
Hanan.
Hanan. Miss Hanan for Nigel's friends. And I'll let them know where we are, and if you could, perhaps lead them here. And Zev thinking this tradition will pull out some money and tip him.
Thank you.
The amount he was giving Mahmood.
Oh, wow. Huh. So if I don't see you in half an hour, go to the museum and ask for Nigel's friends and bring them here.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be appreciated.
Great.
Or, if you hear shouting and we don't come out. Got it?
Yes. Abandon you, go get your friends.
Yep. I'm gonna be 100% honest. That is the best course of action you can probably take. Absolutely.
Okay.
Looking at this guy.
And then Zeb wants to go do a little casing of the joints. See if he can see anyone that's got a keen interest on that building from the outside, or if he can see anything from the outside in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make a spot hidden.
Come on. Oh my god.
I mean, the place appears to be a clothing shop. It doesn't have any windows. But looking around outside, you definitely, you don't see cultists standing on the rooftops or anything like that.
Well, I don't see anything immediately noticeable. I guess I definitely don't see a back entryway to this place either. Why now? Why did Iron Jesus have to abandon me now? What do you think, Irene? Maybe one of us go in?
You don't see anyone watching you.
Cool. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
It's evening, so you don't hear a response.
Zeb will try the door.
It's locked.
Now I'm beginning to wonder if this was an attempt to draw us away from the direction we were supposed to be going in.
I'm beginning to wonder if that might be the plan after all. We should probably get out of here.
I was thinking, if this was Ganymede, she would break the door open. Zeb doesn't want to cause property damage, is the one thing.
But how are you gonna get in?
Zeb just wants to double check, but and there's definitely is this like a single building or is this like a row of buildings that there's a door on?
It's like a row of buildings.
Yeah, so it's not easy to get around back and see if there's a back.
I mean, you could. I mean,
yeah,
it's on an alleyway. Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would like to go around to the back and see if there's a back entryway.
Okay. Yeah, I think there is. It's more like a little fence. There's like a little fenced off, very small like courtyard that leads to like a back, like shack almost. So it looks like it's hoppable.
Okay. I just wanna double check. Irene hops the fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a courtyard, there's a shack.
Yeah.
In the courtyard, and then there's, I presume, a door into the main building back here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Zeb's gonna go check the shack first.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. What am I looking for? Okay. You're just trying the door?
Yeah, on the shack.
Okay.
Oh no. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Why?
I don't like your tone of voice. Why?
I don't know why you wouldn't like it. Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so Zeb's trying the door, is opening the shack door. What are you doing, Irene?
Well, I'm over here on the other side of the fence, just keeping track of the time. Making sure that dude doesn't just run off because if nothing happens. Just hang out, making sure nobody's, gonna jump out of this.
Okay, great, good. Sorry. Okay,
This is so bad.
Tell me what happened. What's behind the door, Lord?
My PDF is stuck. Leave me alone. It's fucking stuck. Hold on.
Back at the museum.
Yeah, back at the museum, they're doing research. And they're going to find some real helpful stuff, actually. It's just that I don't know how long they're going to research when you're not there. Okay. You open the shack door. This is a very dingy room inside. There's a bed, but it doesn't have like a frame. It's like on the ground, and you smell, I don't know if you've ever smelled hashish, but there is a scent in here that is overwhelming.
Sitting here ready for the con check.
And there is a figure on the bed, a hood covering their face, and they're kind of slumped over.
Zeb's gonna make sure he has the gun out, the lightning gun. Oh man, this is where you wish you were Charles. You can never be surprised.
You're not in
wait,
combat.
that is Charles, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna go over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try and pull up. He's got like a sack hood, right? Like kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna try and nudge the person
Mm-hmm.
with his foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. Are you all right?
Yeah, you nudge them and they seem to slowly wake up. And they kind of look up at you. You don't recognize this person. They have a big, kind of scraggly blonde beard. They're not Egyptian. It's a white man. And the eyes are pretty dull. And it's hard to see in here. But they look up at you and they like take a breath. And then you hear, I was hoping for Miss Graves. Back at the museum, research is going really well. It's going great. I
Yay,
want
books.
another library use check
Yes.
with a bonus die.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
You can do this.
Hey, excellent. Okay, so between the two of you kind of following this trail of these adornments, you find more description about them in other writings that seems to have been passed down. And, you know, Dr. Kafur, like, taking notes here and there kind of helps you contextualize some things. But, you know, putting together what you know from the message that Irene copied from the underground chamber in the mosque and the notes here, these items seem to be essential for the resurrection of Nitocrys. There's like a prophecy that's kind of passed down from when she existed, and they are somehow essential components of it. If one or more of the items are destroyed, the ritual can't take place. But, of course, all three are impervious to normal destruction, though each is susceptible to a specific form of, like, I think sometimes this is referred to as magic and, you know, maybe science. But for those particular means, you have to stay another day if you want to kind of follow that trail of how can these be destroyed.
Okay. So basically what this looks like is that there's like stacks of material that we would have to go through to figure out how each of them is the best able to be destroyed, right?
Yeah, basically he's kind of broken, like he's followed this prophecy, right? He's found notes on this prophecy.
Right.
And has compiled detailed descriptions of each of the things. And figuring out how to destroy those, like, he must have found it somewhere else because it's not with this.
Yeah. So each one has its own specific weaknesses, essentially.
Yes. That
Okay.
seems to be what he's getting at in his notes.
Right. Okay. I think it's like we've like read this all and we're just like, this is so much to go through, right? And Ava will look at Kienna and just say, so obviously we can extend our stay and we can continue to go through everything and get all of the information that we can about all of the items. Or we could select one, say the crown, for example, where we know generally where it is and who has it. It seems that this ritual can be stopped with the destruction of just one item. we could spend our time and energy focusing in on this one and hope that we don't come across one of the other two first. We could always come back, but I'm assuming that these items will be very highly sought after. If what I think is happening is happening.
You do know, just to
Yeah.
restate this, that Faraz got the crown for Bessart, who was getting it for Roger Carlyle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ganymede rubs her eyes. It's been a long day.
Oh, yeah. And it's dim lighting.
Yeah. And she says, I think we're rubbing off on you, Eva. That's quite a risk, but I like it.
We could pick one of the other items as well, if we wanted. But I think it makes the most sense to not waste too much time and maybe zero in.
Yes. Have you seen any reference to the phases of the moon in regards to this ritual?
New moon type beat?
Guess what? The ritual is set to take place. I can't believe you thought to ask that. The night before the new moon. You bitches.
It seems that the ritual would happen the night before the new moon. Is there any significance to that, Lauren?
It just
Why
seems
they would choose
to be,
the night before?
I mean, there is some. There's some relationship to, you know, all the cults that you've all encountered.
Yeah.
Have done their rituals on the night of the new moon for Nyarlathotep.
Mm-hmm. But this is for Nitocrys.
Right.
Okay. It seems to be the night before, which is in 6 days.
It's in, well, yeah, it'll be in 6 days by the time you're getting this information.
Well, it's unexpected, but it does give us time.
I would assume that they do need all 3 of them for the ritual, correct,
Yes.
Lauren? Seeing as they do need all 3 for the ritual, they must already have them or are closing in on them. I don't know that it matters very much which one we select. It just means that we have to make sure that we get and destroy the correct one. That's the only one that we know in general where it went, right? The crown went to Warren, who took it to Carlisle, we assume.
Right.
But we don't know anything about the other 2.
You know the girdle was taken.
Yeah.
Yes, well, if we can intercept whichever item we choose beforehand, we can destroy it and be done with it. But as a fallback, I suppose we could repeat our strategy from Grey Dragon Island and just sow chaos at the ritual itself. As a fallback, I mean.
I think that's always the fallback. I think we should focus on the crown. It's the only one that we have any idea of where it could have gone. And we don't know if the people who are looking for it have it yet. If Carlisle had it, it could be waiting somewhere.
Seems logical.
We could, I mean, I know that we have plans to travel outside the city and to look at the old expedition site. I mean, it's just something we could keep our eyes out for. I don't know how the plans will change knowing what we know about our timeline.
Well, I think that seems to me to be the most logical choice as well. Where did he say those documents might be?
I would just go to wherever I think that they would probably, because it's probably going to take a lot of digging to figure out exactly.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of like
Not like condensed
referencing
material.
to multiple things, you know, and none of it's in English, obviously. So you're having to translate everything, which is why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
But while you work on that, Zebulon, what are you doing in this moment?
The voice, where was it? Did it come from the man in front of me, or the
Uh-huh.
man? Okay. And this isn't. What's his name? Is it? The guy who trapped us underground.
It doesn't look like him.
Does it sound like?
Yeah.
Oh man, I personally am trying to remember his name.
Carl Sanford.
Carl Sanford. That's right, Carl Sanford.
He's just staring at you in this, like, these few seconds. What do you do?
Zeb's got his lightning gun pointed right at him right now.
He kind of like
Once he
looks
recognized
down at
that
it.
voice.
Looks back up at
Don't-
you.
Don't do anything. Otherwise, you may find yourself feeling a little electrified, let's say.
The man wearing Warren Bessart's face smiles as he does. Thank you, Mr. Claiborne Montgomery.
Where is Nigel and Mahmood?
Oh, you'll see them soon. Or at least your friends might. Mr. Claiborne Montgomery. Breathe. Make a power check.
All right, come on.
I mean,
Come on.
You can do it. We believe in you.
This guy's got so much power if it's a contested power check.
it is.
This guy's got stupid amounts of power.
Uh-huh.
You've got rerolls, right?
I've got rerolls, yes, and I have luck. So, can you use luck on a power check?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
All right, success.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
The thing is, I'm worried about this guy.
I don't know why.
I feel like I may want to. I feel like burning 17 points of luck to make that an extreme would maybe be worth it
I
in
don't
this
know what
moment.
you're talking about.
Because this guy's so powerful.
I mean, it's free, you know?
It is free.
Sure.
It would take my
Like,
luck
what's
down,
that
but
really gonna
How
do?
much luck do I need to have to avoid death?
30.
30. Okay. I am above 30.
What are you doing?
Oh God. I don't get.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that.
She could
I'm
do
gonna,
horrible.
I'm gonna. Do I have to spend my luck before he rolls? Which I. Yeah. I'm gonna do it because fuck this guy.
Okay.
I'm so scared of this guy.
So it's an
I'm gonna make
extreme.
that an
Yeah. Whoops. 1/5.
It's only 17 points of luck.
So what do you have? You have a 12 right now?
Yeah, I have a 12 right now.
All right. He gets a 40 or below, you're in trouble. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Out of 2 100. It could have been anything. It didn't need to be a
Why,
37.
Jesus, why have you abandoned me in my hour of need?
I mean, it's only 11 more points of luck to make it a critical. No, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just double check something.
God.
Okay. Good. 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 The side, yeah, the side with the higher skill wins. Okay. So, he says breathe. And maybe just involuntarily, you don't think about breathing, but involuntarily you inhale. And then you begin to taste salt. And then you begin to choke on water. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. I got one! Yes! 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 Manifest your villain's successes. You know what I'm saying? Manifest that. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's go around. Let's start with Tommy. I'm so sorry, Tommy. I'm so sorry.
Well, I flew too close to the sun. I was doing so well for so long. I felt like what it was to be a normal tabletop RPG player with a normal amount of luck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got burned. I got burned bad. I'm taking this motherfucker with me. If Zeb dies here, I'm taking him with me. Find out what happens next week. Whether or not RNGesus continues to abandon me in my time of need. Yeah. I'm Tommy. I'm an impaired penguin on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and occasionally stream. I'll be streaming sometime this week. Just follow my Twitter to find out when. Hopefully. You had so many numbers you could have rolled.
Oops. Okay, good. Tommy seems good. Let's go over to Summer.
Hi, it's me. I am totally fine. I am just vibing with my friend. We're doing some research. Big chillin'. Hi, I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job, and you can find me on Twitch at It's Just a Summer Job, where I stream lots. Might do later today. Tonight I will be over on Dylan's channel, Adornments, where I'll be playing with Kienna, and a little bit of From Dusk Before It Settled, our Ironsworn campaign, where I play a bird. She's a person, but she's also a bird. And that's a really fun time. And yeah, I'll be back here next week. Can't wait to see how Zeb wriggles his way out of this one.
He comes
Good
back
luck to
with
him.
1 hit point.
Literally.
Let's go up to Allison.
Look, I'm just happy not to be the one in trouble for once. I'm loving life in the library with my friend Ava, and I'm sure. I mean, I know Tommy. All right, Zeb and Irene. I know you got this. You got this. You got this, guy. This was so much fun. Such a great episode. I love this so much. I would do it every day of the week. Unfortunately, we don't do it every day of the week, but we do it on Saturdays, and I will be back here next Saturday to keep right on doing it. Ganymede's got a question to ask Ava about her dad. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. maybe.
Yeah, you've found evidence apparently of a resurrection ritual.
Yeah.
People coming back from the dead. They died thousands and thousands of years ago.
You know? So catch you then.
Alrighty. Kienna.
Boy, howdy, this is fine. I'm on the other side of the fence, just vibing, just chilling, no biggie. Definitely don't think anything wrong is happening anywhere ever. Yeah, so as I continue to vibe into next week, you can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. As Summer said, I'll be over on Narcissus doing From Dust, some Iron Sworn, which is super fun, very different vibes over there. And of course, I will always plug Archon, which is the cyberpunk setting book that I co-wrote. Go check that out over on Metal We Games. But we'll be back next week with fun, great times for everybody. As we pull out a classic, super classic Poke Cthulhu spell. Damn.
It's my favorite spell.
It's
my favorite spell.
It's very good. It's also terrifying.
It's the worst. Alrighty. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger in places on the internet. All I have to say is we will see you next week. I'm very, very excited as we ramp up. Egypt started on a high, just stays there. Only up. Only up. You can follow us on YouTube and Twitter if you ever miss an episode or want to know what's going on with us. Both of those are at Salty Sweet Games. Thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice and Me Grinding Coffee Co. Thank you to everyone who is here hanging out with us on YouTube. Thank you so much. We love reading those comments. We're going to go rate a friend, but otherwise, see you next time. Wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.